as far as Indian films are concerned, we make about 800 to 900 films a year. It is one of the biggest film producing countries in the world. In fact, South, which constitutes Kerala, Madras states, and Andhra and Karnataka, it by together it produces around 500 films a year, and the rest of the films are produced by Hindi-speaking belt like Bombay and the Bengali films from Calcutta. About 900 films which we produce here, I believe most of them are to entertain the average public, and we hardly make about 10% of the films in terms of in different parallel type of telling stories to the audience, or otherwise I call them, they are the kind of a serious filmmakers in par with some of the international filmmakers like any other country. In Kerala, we make almost 70 to 80 films a year, and Madras they make about 120 films a year, and Andhra Pradesh it makes almost 150 films a year, and Karnataka it makes about 40 to 60 films in average. But out of these things, the main production center of the entire India belongs to three places, that is Madras, and another one is in Bombay, and the third one is in Calcutta. Madras, in fact, is the center for producing the films from Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and Karnataka, and some part of the Orissa, even some portions on the eastern belt like Assam or Manipur. They always depend on Madras because generally there is a feeling that the Madras equipment, Madras facilities are much more superior than the Bombay film industry in terms of our latest technology which is available in any part of the world probably is available in Madras when compared to Bombay. Bombay is mainly films that is, it has almost acquired a kind of a name like Bollywood, a kind of a name that is par with Hollywood, because there the tendency is to make films which has a similar structure, similar quality, similar level of thinking like what Hollywood produces, or rather a kind of a dubbing in terms of emotional. So there, the cost of production, I believe it is like an average Hindi movie cost almost 500 to even say about a 20 million project. That is in Indian rupees, of course. But in South, generally the cost of production is almost 25% of an Hindi movie. But all of majority of the budget really functions on the star. The major share of the budget really goes to the performers. In terms, they become very popular, and the whole film functions around him. The stories are made around him to popularize him. So the major chunk of the budget goes down to the in terms of the performers. For example, many of in South, like in Madras, the star system is such a strong that they ultimately turned out to be a kind of a political strong hold person. Like in Madras state, all of Tamil Nadu, that Madras state, it's acquired a kind of a leadership and a kind of a ruling class. In Madras, the stars, particularly the M.G. Ramachandran, Karnataka, the present Chief Minister, and Jayalalitha, and the last one, they were all from the cinema industry from the last 25 years, and they were ruling Madras for the last 3 decades. So is in terms of in Andhra Pradesh. So the stars became a kind of a statement and represent started doing. This is not happening on the southern side, I mean the northern side of it, especially in Bombay, because they purely considered as a cinema in a different level. And as far as the audience are concerned, I believe this is one of the biggest audience any part of the world. We, for example, in Kerala, we have almost in a small state which has almost 550 kilometers long and 80 feet width of this place. We are more than 2,000 theaters all over there. And in India, we have more than 15,000 permanent theaters. So the average film goers is considered around 20 people, which is equivalent to, generally there is a saying that it can be equivalent to the day-to-day commuters of the Indian railways all over. There will be, generally there will be 4 shows in weekdays and then 5 to 6 day shows in weekends. That means one theatre normally we have an average seating capacity of 1,000 is basically the minimum, and it goes up to 2,000 seats in many of the major cities around India. So it is generally one of the cheapest entertainment in India also. One of the for an average person, if you want to go into a kind of a middle row of any theatre, it costs you hardly, I would rather call it, hardly costs you 50 cents of US cents. So it is one of the cheapest in terms of it. Therefore, the industry in India is basically under private and very few support in terms of government level also, because we have certain government support like National Film Development Corporation, which is set up for promoting some of the parallel filmmakers. And then there are state film organizations to give infrastructure to make films. And in Kerala we have Kerala State Film Development Corporation, which have a full-fledged studios, which is an up-to-date studio in terms it has a shooting floor, it has a recording theatre, it has a laboratory, there are editing rooms available. So this way Karnataka too have the state also promote in hiring the costly equipment to the people. But the sad part as a filmmaker, from a parallel filmmaker from my side, because we have not really discovered the possibility of the language of cinema. What the international community or if you look at the world as together, we don't have much. We didn't have much contribution in terms of, but still, like Satyajit Ray, Mrinal Sen, and from Calcutta, Abuthadev Das Gupta from Calcutta, and Shyam Benegal, and Sai Paranchpai from Bombay. We don't have much of stronghold from Madras, or rather, we don't have much of stronghold from the Andhra Pradesh. And of course, the best films, if you look into Indian contribution to the international cinema, I think that it comes from Calcutta and then comes from Kerala. Particularly Kerala, we had Aravindan, which is well known all over the world, and now we have Aduga Balakrishnan, and some more filmmakers like Pavitran, and there is one person like Sumaran Nair. But that way, if we look in it, we hardly constitute 1% of the total filmmaking community. Only 1% of the filmmaking makers rather involved in serious cinema. But for other things, it's a matter of, they always say cinema in terms of economic terms. How much you invest, how much you return. But as in terms of art form, it is absolutely a saturated form. And another thing which I always keep I feel about the quality of the television, which started became very popular, I think, in 85, 84, and then now we have many channels, many of the international television groups also started beaming to the satellite, and it's all the popular films are again shown back to through the television, and many of the commercial films which became popular through the theaters then again became an arena for the television to re-telecast the same thing to the public. So the 90% of the program in India is practically based on film programs, and many of the television programs are always clippings or a kind of a transfer of some of the materials from the cinema to the television. So I became very sad because with the new trend of cinema, or the people going to the theater to watch a serious cinema suddenly also got lost because of the input of the commercialism from the televisions, not only from India like Doordarshan, but also from Star Plus and some of the television that is being from Hong Kong. It's all, and some of the local television network like DTV, Home TV, and from the southern side of and Asian, and these all generally became a support for the commercial filmmakers, and the parallel filmmakers suddenly became again a little bit of in terms of difficulty in getting their an opening for making their next movie, and the cost of production also for the parallel filmmakers becoming an enormous. For example, there are people who can invest more money on the commercial propositions because they are almost sure that they can retain that. So generally, the average tendency is that when it is film, then there is the all of cost, the expensive has gone up, or rather it has acquired a level because the cinema can afford to afford to spend that much of expensiveness, became a wrong concept for a parallel filmmaker, because the money in totality became because if you want to go to an average artist nowadays, when it was about 5 years, it was not so expensive in terms of remuneration, because now it became, because there are other producers who are willing to pay more. So therefore the cost has also gone up tremendously up in terms of even the living condition. In the cinemas generally they also charge you more, and when you go to a location for your shooting, then there is some kind of rent came appeared, because generally the community people around feel that since it is cinema, they can even spend more money there. So these kind of qualities have shifted against for the parallel, and that too became now becoming against for the parallel filmmakers. If you look into the total number of films, the different kind of films made in India, for if you check about the last 10 years, I believe it is tremendously going down. Many of the good filmmakers who are considered a parallel filmmaker in the last 10 years before now becoming shifting into the other side of the cinema. That means a cinema which is to entertain. So we also lose some kind of very good filmmakers, or who are a solid supporter for the different films, also started engrossed into the other side of cinema, which means for their earnings. So they also lose their uh, contribution. We also lose their contribution in terms of the different cinema. This way, I personally believe at the moment television and the concept of commercialism in terms of that there's no view in terms of what is the future. So it's all became now like a capitalist form. You spend the money, you enjoy now. So there is no consideration in terms of what is the future now. So that's the scene of the Indian cinema, particularly from my point of view. But in Kerala, of course, still we survive because we have an audience. If I spend about 200,000 rupees, I believe we have an audience almost. We get back that money through the theatres. Kerala exhibitions also is much more considerate in terms of the filmmakers like us, like Adu Gopalakrishnan, or the film like me, if you compare to Madras. To Madras, if you wanted to make a different film, it's very difficult to make a distribution there, because for them they always think in terms of the economy factor. But in Kerala, because of high literacy rate, probably Kerala considered to be the highest literate state of the entire India, which almost 100% of the literacy. And also then the concept of the culture, because through their education became much more evident. So the filmmakers from this side is much more comfortable when compared to the rest of the India. So is Calcutta. Calcutta, through the culture which is developed by Satyajit Ray and the filmmakers like Mrinal Sen, Buddhadev Das Gupta, Gautam Ghosh, because they have made a kind of an area or a platform that there are films which are quite different from what we see around. So there also there is a concept of filmmaking audience. It's slightly different from the audience of the rest part of the India. The worst, I believe, is Bombay, or even for that matter Delhi. And the film society movement in India, if you look into it, Kerala stands the best film society movement. And in film society movement also helped, film society movements also help quite a lot of advantage to impart some kind of knowledge to the average general public in Kerala. Chalachitra from Trivandrum, and also there are major film societies from the Calicut, and who are able to show many of the international films, like so that many of the films became very known, and they started knowing what is that cinema is. The films from Hungary, which is considered to be a kind of everybody knows who is István Szabó, and everybody knows the films about Hungarian, and what contribution Hungary has made to. So Kerala is much more aware of it, and if you ask an average so-called elite in Kerala, they know what is Mephisto, and they also know this István Szabó's film. So it's the film society, and then many of the film festivals, especially the organized small film festivals organized by the film societies in different parts of the Kerala, like small place. Not only in Trivandrum, there are some places like Wayanad, which is a very remote place in the western Ghats of Kerala. If you organize, I have seen my personally, because when I organized, or with the support of few of my friends in Wayanad, we see that the people who is queuing up for to watch that cinema from morning to evening, it is because the knowledge of it, and we always find that the same thing in Calcutta too, a different part of Bengal. It's all because of the people. And another good reason for the promotion of good cinema in Kerala, I personally believe the books. Some of the important books, the well-known books published, if you look at the number of books published on film, probably you find the highest number comes from Kerala. So there are quite a number of serious writing on many of the popular magazines which normally contribute for the entertainment, also carry some of the writings and descriptions of previous cinema. Well, this also, there are a lot of exchange of that things. In that way, the filmmakers like me, the film like Kadu Gopalakrishnan, the film like Sukumaran Nair, they all have really made for us it is a much more better large as a filmmaker, or rather we find a more respectable audience for our film than any part of the